Welcome to Commodities, and here we're looking at gold on the 4-hour chart. And if you've been looking at the charts that we post up during the evening, then you'll know that we were considering this being a little wave 4 in here, and still looking at a move further down into group 2 here, into the 1272 area that should play out here in the 1280 and the 1272. So it's still got further to move down. That's all we've really got to say about that. And in this count that I've got here, it's pretty much down for 1 here, back for 2 here, 5 waves down for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and looking for the 5th wave to move down here, which will be roughly the same as the 3rd wave or the 1st wave here. So you can see that it would bring it into this particular area through here before we get our bounce back in this way as well. So still looking for the bounce, just got to be a bit lower, but it does give a bit of a shorting opportunity there. The copper market, while it's above 300, we still got to consider it positive, being above the 300, but still considering it being a rally to the upside. It's just not finished. This is the longest sort of wave here, so obviously there's still another one to come in on this one as well. And as mentioned yesterday, support on 303, because 303 is the group 1 area. So if we can just drag this in here. So this is all quite sort of normal process here for a market building to the upside when it gets to the number 3. And in this case, we had a bit of an overshoot pattern. So the distance above is normally the distance below, staying above the pivot number 2 here. And if it's going to move higher, then the confirmation is finding support on 303. And if it's finding support on 303, then we look at 305 as the next target. So that would create a long trade at that point there. But don't jump the gun. You need that solid support there. We are looking for the top of wave 4, and it could be this top or it could be the next top there as such. So just need to be careful. But in terms of trading, we wouldn't short this market being above the closest largest number. If any trade was going to take place here, it would be a long trade off the support of 303 with a stop under the 302 there. The oil market is moving higher as expected, but we also understood that it was overbought at 102, and it still is. And this wave 4 correction here could get larger, but if you wanted to bring the stops up to protect a bit of profit, then put the stops under this particular low through here. But we are still looking for this market to move up higher as such through here. Once again, this market's working through group 1, and it's just doing all the normal things really. So eventually it will get support on top of, basically be following stock to the upside. I just know that the momentum is to the upside here. It's just overbought at this area here. So this wave 4 correction here could get a little bit larger here before seeing a move up through there. The gas market has fallen out of bed somewhat, and the best count that I can sort of get for it is, they're both open really. I still want to keep this wave C low in through here. We just may have to look at this in either 3 waves up or a possible 5 waves up through here. So it will depend on the 430 here being the support or the resistance. So in a positive light, this would be up for wave 1 and back for wave 2, and then looking to go further up through there. If we get the support back on 440, well, then we'll move back in on the long side of this. However, if this decides to bounce down on 430 here as such, then we need to treat this as in this particular case, an A and a B and a C wave coming up through here. But as it stands at the moment, this certainly can be a 3rd wave coming down to here, a 4th wave and a 5th wave, and then we'll see an A, B, C here, and then further downside. So we've just got to allow this to play out down here. At the moment, it's like 3 waves down, so it can certainly move straight back up from here. So we just got to wait that out now and see how it develops. Onto the grains, and the grains are looking quite positive. The soybeans here, obviously this has just happened since I've written the text this morning, but we were looking for a break above this high here, and that would confirm the next trend moving to the upside here. So all's good there. We were looking for support on 1430, so that's coming nicely. Our aim is to still continue to buy every 10 points, and we've been doing that since, well, right back down here at 1272. So we've navigated through this correction here, so we've done a good job if you've done that, and we're looking to move up to the next level at 1500 here. The wheat market, much the same as well, its own little way. It's the wave 4. It's finished here. I'll just go on to another chart. It's got a different degree of structure on it. This is the one that we were looking at here, I think last time, just to bring us back in the picture. So we could see that there was a little wave 1 and 2 in here. So we knew that there would be a 3 and a 4 and a 5 to come in. So that, as you can see, is in play now. But this is still a correction across the 700 here, the closest largest number. And, you know, it's sticking to it. This correction could be finished now, so we should see a move further up there. Our next buying point on the weekly robo is 723, but if you're coming in this for the first time, a nice retested support on 700 will do the trick, but a support would be the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, you know, the story, test, all this testing here, and once you've got a reference point or two, you can use those to add to the long side on. The corn market as well, it's done all the right things. It had a bit of a spike here, didn't touch our stops at 463. There's the USDA inventory reports saying there's a sort of wheat declines, but yeah, anyway, it's just headline driven stuff. But look, our wave count is still on track, and we're still looking for the first high above the level, and then we'll be looking for our corrections as such up through here. So somewhere into group 1 here, 10, 20 and 30. Let's just see how this sort of settles. This might be a little third wave up here, but either way, we'll be looking for another larger correction here. But because we've got this large base here of support, it would be something like that here. So it's just a time consuming thing through here, but once we've got support here, then we can look to go further to the upside. The coffee market here, as you know, we're just trying to work out, this is the first leg coming down through here. So we're trying to work out if it's 3 waves or 5 waves. If it's 3 waves here, then we can count these 1, 2, 3 as A, B, C, and then we can look further up through here. But to do that, we want support on 180, and so far that hasn't been delivered. And so far we'd be looking at this as a wave 4 correction with that case, and looking for a little wave 5 to move, just to take the lows out here, not by much, but by something or other, probably the same length as wave 1 here, if not even this length here, then even 60% of that length, but something like that, you see, then we'll move up from that point. But only incorrect if we get 5 waves here, then we'll get a 3-wave counter trend, an A and B and a C, and then we'll get another 5 down through here. If we only get 3 here, then we're in more of a bullish picture, and we could be looking for support. We'd go long off the 180, of course, and we'd obviously selling up here, but we would be looking for support on 200 to go long again from that point there. So still got a fair way to work itself out through here, so we're not that interested really in that. The orange juice has done a positive move as well. It's positive because it's moved up off the 150, which we were hoping for. But it also, what it does, this strong move up here, it really cements this pattern here as being corrective, because while it was really under the 150 here and could fail from here, it could be the beginning of a bearish picture. But that move up there really confirms that. Yeah. So look, in the bigger picture here as well, just worth pointing out that the 150 was resistance and now it's support. Now that's a buying setup. So as you know, we've been buying all the way through here, and unfortunately we had this sort of correction here but it's all right. It's just one of those things, and we've worked our way through it, and we just can continue to buy each point through here as well. So where are we now? So I have to pull this apart to have a look at this, but the main aim here is this top's going to be taken out and to buy at each point through here, and continue to the upside. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for listening.